Everyone over 50 should be taking calcium daily, right? Well, that's actually a myth. And today I want to share with you some very important nutrition tips that you need to know about so you can make the right food choices to keep your bones and your body strong and healthy as you age. Hi, I'm the CEO of a health organization. We're here at a beautiful park in Southern California, and it's a perfect day to talk about calcium, because what we have behind us is all this luscious green, which means that there are lots of plants growing, and plants need minerals to grow, and so do you. But you don't need to go out and gather these minerals yourself. You just need to eat the foods that contain them. Now, one of the big minerals that people think they need to get in their diet is calcium. In fact, most people think that they get too much calcium from the foods that they eat, not too little. So why is it then that we see older people breaking their hips all the time? Well, first of all, there are many reasons for that. Hey, yes, having low calcium in your diet is one of them. But there are other factors that play into that too. So let's start off by talking about how much calcium do you really need. Most people need between 800 milligrams and 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily, but only if they're not getting enough from their diet. This is why it is so important that you learn how to eat the right foods, so that you get enough calcium to keep your bones and your teeth strong and healthy. When we look at the guidelines put forth by the Institute of Medicine, they suggest that we get our calcium primarily from our diet. They only suggest that we supplement with calcium if we can't get enough through our diets. Now, when you take a look at the typical American diet, it falls way short of providing the amount of calcium that the body needs. And so it's no wonder why so many people end up taking a calcium supplement. But did you know that getting enough calcium from your diet is also related to your ability to absorb that calcium? See, when you consume a meal of protein, fiber, and fat, it helps your body to absorb more calcium than if you were to just eat a cracker with some water. Your body does a better job of absorbing calcium when there are other nutrients present to help it along. This brings me to another myth, the myth that dairy products are the best source of calcium. Well, they can be, but only if you tolerate dairy and don't have any allergies or sensitivities to it. But there are plenty of other sources of calcium that you can use if you do not like dairy. I mean, look at the sardines that are packed in the bone. That's a great source of calcium. Salmon, kale, broccoli, tahini, sesame seeds, chia seeds. All of these are great sources of calcium. And the nice thing about them is that they come with vitamin D, which helps your body absorb more calcium. There's been a big push in the last few years to get people to take vitamin D supplements, especially as we get older. But getting vitamin D from the sun and from your diet is the best way to maintain healthy levels. And the foods that are high in vitamin D also tend to be high in calcium. For example, fatty fish, wild-caught, of course, like salmon, sardines, anchovies, as well as eggs. Let's face it, most of the world's population doesn't get enough vitamin D or K2. And what's interesting about vitamin D is that it actually works synergistically with vitamin K2. Vitamin D helps the body absorb more calcium, but vitamin K2 helps to direct that calcium to the right place in the body. So both vitamin D and vitamin K2 are essential to preventing osteoporosis and keeping your bones strong and healthy. What happens if you take a calcium supplement without the vitamin D or the vitamin K2? Well, the calcium tends to settle in the arteries instead of the bones, and that increases the risk of calcification and hardening of the arteries. But when you eat your calcium-rich foods, you also get these other nutrients along with it. Another myth that I hear about calcium is that if you eat too much of it, it'll increase your risk of getting kidney stones. This is true if you're taking a calcium supplement and you're not eating the other nutrients that are typically found with the calcium in the foods. But if you're getting your calcium from your diet, you're also getting the oxalate, the citrate, and the other phytonutrients that prevent the formation of kidney stones. Some people also worry about getting too much calcium in their diet because it can increase the risk of getting an infection. But this is typically only true if someone's already had a history of getting recurrent infections. If you have a healthy immune system, having enough calcium in your diet actually supports a stronger immune system. The bottom line is that most people need to increase the amount of calcium that they get in their diet, not decrease it. And the best way to do that is to eat the foods that naturally contain the calcium. Well, there's one more nutrient that's involved in this whole process that I want to bring up, and that's magnesium. Magnesium works with calcium to keep your heartbeat in a regular rhythm. It helps to relax your muscles and your blood vessels, allowing for better circulation. If you're deficient in magnesium, you might find that your pulse rate is faster than normal, even when you're at rest. Or you might find that you have leg cramps at night. If you do, it could be an indication that you need more magnesium in your diet. Some good sources of magnesium include pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, cashews, almonds, as well as leafy greens. So remember, nature has already packaged all of the nutrients that you need in the foods that you eat. So simply by consuming a healthy diet, you're going to get all of the nutrients that you need, including the calcium. There are certain conditions where someone may need to take a calcium supplement, such as malabsorption, where the digestive system doesn't absorb nutrients very well. Also, if you've had your gallbladder removed, you might need a little bit more bile to help you absorb more of these nutrients. So talk to your doctor about whether or not you need a supplement. Remember, food is medicine. Medicine is food. Make your next meal a rainbow on your plate. Eat the colors of nature, and you'll get all the nutrition that you need. Now that you know the truth about calcium, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to this channel. We release 2 new videos every week to help you on your journey to better health. And while you're here, be sure to check out this video on foods that boost immunity.